Welcome back to the FrugalBC live stream. We've got crypto news for you today from HBAR, Algorand, XRP, all kinds of good stuff today. Really interesting show. I was working on it until the very last minute because I found some interesting news that I just came across, even surprisingly right before the show. So there's some really interesting stuff going on. We had a kind of a volatile week for Algorand. Not great in the price action, as you can see from behind me. We've seen some red candles, but I'll tell you that is not the worst candle we're seeing this week. I'll tell you what, we're going to look at that today. Let's just go through, because we're going to have Algorand SDK now available on Unity Games, and that comes with a big advantage we're going to cover on today's stream. Is Weblin a rug pull? Well, we're going to look at that. Some interesting stuff going on. A little hint on the red candle that I mentioned earlier. Finality. We're looking at a finality chart that's including a whole bunch of crypto, including unreleased ones, but somehow they left Algorand out. We'll look at that chart. HBAR on track to hit 5 billion transactions, which, remember, we just talked about 4 billion only a couple live streams ago. And let's see what else we got. Celsius customers starting to withdraw from custody accounts. We're going to look a little bit more at that. Is the U.S. losing its crypto edge? I guess you can probably guess the answer to that with all the stuff that's going on, but some interesting information in that. How to vote in governance with a rekeyed wallet. And as well, we're going to look a little bit at the Algorand governance this week. And then the Ripple case could actually finally be decided by sometime in the first half of this year. We'll take a look at that and some opinions on that going on. Before we do that, guys, hope you do well out there. If you remember, you can always leave a question in the chat if you have anything interesting to say, or anything you want me to ask me. I love answering questions on the live stream. Used to kind of do it at the end. Now I tend to just do it when it comes up, and that's okay. I think that's more interesting. It kind of breaks up the show a little bit. We go from like hard news stuff to fun things, and just keeps us flowing. Remember too, if you want to support the channel, you can hit the like button. That's always appreciated. Subscribe if you want to see all our stuff, because we do this every weekend. We do a live stream plus plenty of content during the week. So I'd appreciate that. If you really want to see all our stuff, you can head on over to NifGen. I got a link in the description. You can sign up. You can sign up for NifGen and get not only my extra content, but you can get the extra content from Seawell, from JT Invests in You, from Adam Bergman, from IRL, a bunch of other creators in the Algorand space. And so it's kind of like Patreon, except one fee for everybody's content. Or you can subscribe directly to me for a little bit less, but I think the best deal is going all in. So got that. Also, I got other links in the description, stuff like for deals for Ledger, if you want to get a Ledger wallet to really keep your crypto safe. Lofty AI, one of my favorite investment platforms, one of my favorite projects on Algorand as well. You can get a little bit off your first investment, as well as I'll get a little kickback too if you're interested in that, or you can do it on your own. And plenty of other things in the description, so check that out. See, Pat is here already. What's going on, Pat? Good to see you, brother. And nice little audience we've got going on here, so very cool. Well, let's just start off by looking at. Let's look at the charts. So things are going to get really interesting when we go to the ASA charts. But for now, let's just transition over. Oh yeah, NifGen is live. So NifGen is live. So Situational Awareness Northwest, yep, is up. It went mainnet on Monday. After it was supposed to go, I believe, the week before, and there were some issues with testing. I actually spent last weekend helping NifGen test the platform. I was the first creator onboarded. Seawell is the second. It's just us two right now. They're working on the others right now. In fact, they may have added some already. Hey, Stargazer, what is up? Welcome back to the show. Okay. Yeah, so NifGen is up. They have about 200 subscribers total right now, just people on the platform in general. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, it's been a little rough week for crypto. had some big drops about toward the end of the week. So Bitcoin sitting at like 22.3. Now we were seeing $24,000 Bitcoin, so that's a little bit of a drop. Ethereum kind of holding that 1,500 level. And everything's pretty much followed suit. It's either down a little bit or down a lot on the week. As you can see, Polygon, Dogecoin, Solana, Polkadot, all down. I don't see a lot of exceptions. Yeah, Shiba really fell. Those kind of coins tend to fall a lot. Shiba's been a very volatile coin, so you can do some short-term stuff on that. Let's see. Cosmos down to 11. Yeah, and in personal news, my laptop that was giving me trouble finally bit the big one on Friday. That was very stressful. Still got my portfolio video out, amazingly. I don't know, but I was pulling my hair out, and gonna have to go into the bank a little bit and buy a new laptop. So the one I'm using now is my old one that I've been using for streaming. Let's see what we got here. And so it still works, and I still have a desktop that I can use for other stuff. That's the one that's behind me here. So it's not like a total catastrophe, but I might have lost a little bit of. I should have. Hold on, let me put this on. I know I'm being a little slow here. I just want to get this. I just want to put this chart behind me. Oh my god, this thing's going so slow all of a sudden. Here we go. Sorry about this. It'll just take me a second. Okay. Back to that. There. Chart. Anyway, Hedera down to the 6-cent range now. It's down 14%, quite kind of a lot more than some of the other ones. And the reason for that is there was a big release of HBAR. You can see it's 28 billion. I almost did it again. 28 billion released into the ecosystem compared to it was around 25 when I first started making HBAR videos. And I kind of covered that on the channel. It's a planned release, part of a payment structure for some of the partners on HBAR. So you can go take a look at that video if you want a little deeper dive into that. But it affected the price, but not like a ton. It actually, a near protocol, it actually surpassed it in market cap very briefly. It seems to be back down below it. Speaking of near, yeah, doing pretty good. Down 10%. Not that good, but it's up 1%. So it fell. But when I first bought into near, it was $1.71. So Algorand things 37th place and 22.5 basically, down 10%, just like near. So it's actually performed a little better than HBAR, but it didn't have that huge influx of crypto. That's what people ask me about Internet Computer Protocol too, and it's one I'm aware of. It seems good. I know Quant is one that people like too. How's that one doing? We'll scroll down a little bit. Oh, these darn cookie things, man. All right, there you go, cookies. Yeah, actually the graph used to have a little bit of that too. Yeah, look at EOS. That's an interesting one. EOS is starting to work its way back up. That's a blast from the past. I had some EOS like back in the day, up almost 11% on the week, just bucking the trend. Very interesting. Anything else? We'll just go down a little bit. I just want to see what's in the top 50 these days. Yeah, the graph talked about that. Phantom, Flow. Oh, yeah, Decentraland. That's down just as much as anything else. I just thought I'd look. Well, actually, why don't we go back up to the top here for a second. Scroll. Who's really crushing it on the 7-day? Maker, yeah, actually Maker's up 24%. Singularity 18. Synthetics, that's a number 66 market cap project. XCD, and then yeah, EOS. Called Casper. Oh, Immutable X. Yeah, I was trying out Gods Unchained because I was Compa Magic the Gathering fan, and it just didn't really work that well. All right, why don't we switch over and just give me a second here to Prestige. I kind of miss when it was called Tiny, but Tiny Market or whatever they called it. Tiny something or another. Share this tab instead. Yeah, so we're going to get to this news item. Webland down 90%. We will take a deeper dive into that a little bit further into the stream. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. There's some stuff going on with Weblin or whatever it is. I got some thoughts on that too. Yeah, interesting. So this one is, I don't know if explained this lately. Some of you, a lot of you who've been on the channel are aware of this, but Vestige lists it by TVL, not market cap, because you can see Opulus has a way bigger market cap, and it's in third. But the TVL DeFi token is at the top now, followed by Chips and Opulus. Opulus had a pretty good day. All four of these DeFi, Chips, Opulus, and Bank are down on the week. Cosmic has rallied a little bit in the week, and it's sitting at like 3 cents, where had been up as high as 10 cents at one point. Yield keeps persisting. You can't get rid of it. Down a little bit, it won't go away. People are still using it. I guess, and it's got some TV. I remember when it was always top of the chart. Yeah, Vestige's coin is doing okay. Indoor air quality not so bad. Up and then down a lot, so it's not really up that much right now, but still in the green. Headline, yeah, we've talked about headline. Just kind of it's hard to really understand what their mission is. It's just let's try this week and this thing the next week, and they really should get some focus, I think. And then the latest, calling their new project XGov. It's like, come on, dude, seriously. Yeah, Algo Stake. If you watch my portfolio video, so that's what I'm doing on NifGen. I'm kind of going through my total crypto portfolio and just telling you, here's what this did this week, here's what that did, here's how much I'm making per day on each of these projects, and kind of give you my overall strategy. So yeah, like I said, we'll talk about Weblin a little more, or Weblin, however you pronounce it, a little bit later. Okay, before we get into more news, we got questions coming in. Let's see. Oh, come on, scroll up. You can do it. Okay, hold on. Now it'll work perfectly. Well, anyway, the problem with this one is, like, sometimes it just slows. This computer sometimes slows down. But I see Pat saying audio is very clear today. Yeah, that's good. So a couple weekends ago, I think it was, I took a look at the audio and said, well, are there things I can do to improve this? And there's actually some settings on there where you can set really good audio, and that is crucial. Now I'm a little concerned though, because I'm not seeing the audio moving at all. Are you guys still getting the audio? Oh, it's probably not moving because I think it's a little bit frozen. So while I wait for this to unfreeze, I will, let's see. Yeah, audio is very clear. And he said the last few videos have been thumbs up. I'm assuming that means like good. Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to work on some of these things lately and just improve them. So this is really driving me nuts. It's like, I can't win. I got to get I'm going to have to burn. Yeah, I'm going to be buying a new laptop tomorrow. Not an expense I was hoping for, but I always keep a reserve fund. So it's not like Pat says some whales are moving huge amounts of crypto. Maybe if I pull it up, I'm going to pull this up I'm going to pull up the live stream on my phone so I can answer some of your questions. Yeah, once I exit the page, I can't. If I exit the page, the stream will end. So let's see. I'll go to my own. Okay, now I can actually see. Yeah, audio good. Yeah. Yeah, so I changed some settings around on here, and it really made a difference. Let's see. Situational awareness, Northwest Beauty. Congrats. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. So some whales were moving huge amounts of crypto recently. Any thoughts on this? Yeah. I don't know that I do have any thoughts on that, to be honest. I hate to say it. I wonder what happens if I hit refresh. Okay, I'm going to try refreshing. Sorry, guys. This might screw things up. I mean, I can still do stuff. I can't share a screen. I can't. I have like everything turned off too. So it's not like I got a bunch of stuff on. So last week it would do this a little bit. Are you guys still hearing me? It was doing this, but it would like catch up really quick every once in a while. All right, I'm gonna try to go back. Don't go away. Oh, I lost all my comments. I'm here. Are you guys seeing it again? Yeah, I see your nap time comment. Okay. All right. If I go away at some point, just pop back in. But let's keep going again. Hopefully you guys are seeing me. I'm just gonna type it in there. Oh. Okay, I see numbers again. Okay, good. Frustrating, man. I just can't win with this. And no, Pat, I don't have a million tabs open. I think it was you last week that said that. All right, let's share. So I talked about NIFGen, so I included that in my opening, but yeah, my join link is down below. So if you guys want to see my extra content and everyone else's as well, that's a good thing to do. But here, let's see. This was shared from AlgoC. So I met Mitch. He's a really cool guy. But the Algorand SDK is now available as a verified solution on the Unity Asset Store. So basically, when you go, Unity is a game engine where you can play games and you can create games. It's like an engine. It makes everything easier because it has all the stuff kind of preloaded, so you don't have to invent everything from scratch. And Algorand, this is something that John Woods talked about earlier in the year. He said they were working on integrating with Unity and with Unreal Engine. Also, obviously, Unreal Engine is like the big engine, but Unity, you'll see a lot of games developed on Unity. Like probably most of the Algorand games are on Unity, and so that's a big deal. But here's the interesting part: because it's organized alphabetically, the first thing you see, let me just pull this up, is Algorand. It's the first one on there that you can add to your assets. So you can see like Flow SDK comes later, Immutable X is down there later, Infura. But yeah, Algorand SDK right up front. I think that's pretty cool. All right. Well, that's one thing. Hope I didn't lose you guys. Feel free to make any comments or suggestions. So far, it looks like I can do things. That's good. Always a little scary. All right. Let's see what is next. Oh, so we gotta cover this because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the project Weblin. If you're watching earlier in the stream, you saw I pointed that out. Yeah, it really doesn't like me to interact with the chat. Seemingly, I keep getting the pages loading, so I might have to do that again. So I will. I'm not going to bring anyone's chats on the screen. I'm going to read them off of my live stream here. It's possible I might have to join back in. Yep, I'm gonna have to do. Ah, dang it. Okay, I'm not gonna touch the chat because the chat is screwing me up. So hold on, guys. I will be right back. I promise. I will be right back. Yeah, I'm back, and I'm not gonna touch the chat. I will look at the chat in the on my phone. So that seems to be the problem. Yeah, so we're talking about Weblin. Weblin, I don't know what they do. I've seen their token come up a bunch of times, but nothing has ever compelled me to look into the project. So I don't really know what it is. A lot of people are saying it's basically a project for farming, and that's it. Like there's not a lot of use case around it. But over the week, pretty recently, some big problems with liquidity. So let's go back to Vestige. Let's see, where is Webland? It's not in the top 10, I'll tell you what. As you can see, it had an 88% drop, almost 90%. Let's take a look at this here. Yeah, so look at that. That is not good. That is not good. And make sure, guys, if you have any comments, leave them. I can look at them. I just won't touch them in the actual platform because it seems to shut things down. Let me get a better. Let's see if I can get a better chart because this isn't really showing the extent of the candle, but you can see it's like worth almost zero. Well, here, yeah, there's the 5 day chart, and it just dropped on March 4th, just dropped to next to nothing. That is wild. Just crazy, just a crazy drop. You can see how bad that is. Not good. So now let's look at this because there's some interesting stuff going on. I'm going to pull this up because Webland says. So here's what Webland had to say. They said, so 60K of our liquidity on Humble Swap has disappeared. We've liquidated 10K on our end out of fear. We are going to find out what happened. No idea what just happened. So Humble responded and said, hello, Webland. Just to clarify for users, this liquidity was intentionally pulled by a large holder. With the timing and the wallet, we believe this is in response to the recent potential issues with my algo. There has been no issue on Humble, and funds are safe and secure. Your platform is not at fault here, Webland responded. Thank you, though. And then Rich Flair STV Algo responded, what happened 4 days ago? And that happened 4 days ago, and this is the first tweet, eyeballs. Webland says, with a limited team that's mostly coding, it's difficult to keep everything in check. Flowing River said, did you rug your own token? They say false. Yeah, there's a little cartoon of Kermit. What do they do anyway? Let's earn crypto for attending events and watching video. So that is the premise. Oh, dang it. I keep forgetting it. Sorry about that. It didn't share the tab. If you haven't already, you should join your Discord. Yeah, I don't know. I had a Twitter space apparently. Wonder how that went. They didn't record it, so you can't listen to it. But the Webland now says we will buy back our tokens after the mainnet launch. However, the majority of funds are opting in. The majority of the funds are opting in new users as more people download the app. If you haven't used or downloaded the app over the past 3 months, you have to be patient. DM us, and we got you though. Crypto space is extremely volatile right now. We are a product and value-focused community. Our token is simply the mechanism to participate on the platform. We will be organizing a Twitter space later today at 2 p.m., which we talked about. Oh, here's a little more of a breakdown. So thank you, Q2EV, for clarifying that Borderless was behind the token drop. Borderless cap liquidated 15 billion Woodland tokens on 228, impacting the value by 60%. We pulled out the 10K to protect the plan to go to mainnet and onboard new users. Yeah, interesting. um, I think Q2EV says that LOL Borderless Cat pulled LP on Humble. You guys should communicate with your VCs. Now you just rugged every retail and literally killed your coin. Yeah. So here's the thing: like, no one's going to invest in this coin anymore. Why would you? What's your incentive to do that? I just don't see any reason to do that. Um, Now this kind of brings us up to a point that I think is really important. And the point is that you have to be really careful what ASAs you invest in, if any at all. Now I do DeFi farming projects. You can see my DeFi my full DeFi plays on NifGen. I know I'm promoting that a lot, but I put a lot of work into. That's like extra work that I put into it on every Friday, and I think I really believe in that platform. But the point is that I'm really careful on what coins, and even the ones that I feel at least kind of good about, I still have like a sneaking suspicion. You know what I mean? The gaming coins I find slightly more valuable because at least there's a gaming project behind it, and especially if the game's actually live or close to it, which is not a lot of them right now, frankly. So I think these are really important. This is important stuff to keep in mind. Because here's the reason why. Because if I let's say here's what can happen on DeFi. You put something into a farming pool and you're earning like 100% APR. That sounds great. Holy crap! That's you can't get anything like that in the in traditional finance, right? Like that's crazy returns. But the problem is these ASAs are so much more volatile than crypto, which is already a volatile asset, that you can so easily fall behind on these ASAs to the point where you're erasing any gains that you made. And I mentioned Algo Stake earlier on because I've been kind of doing that 40% stake of Algo Stake on Algo Stake's platform, and I'm way behind on it. Despite making like 2 cents a day, I'm still like way behind on because the price has fallen so much. And I didn't have a lot; it was just a tiny little experiment, but this is the point. Like, you have to be careful with these coins. So if the project can't clearly delineate what it does, it's not even on mainnet yet, I'd consider it like money you're kissing goodbye, right? So Weblen is a good example of that. Like, that is money you are kissing goodbye. You are buying a stock for a company that hasn't launched yet, and that's really really early on. That's a very risky bet. Now, does it mean you shouldn't make it? Not necessarily. Let's say you put $100 in Weeblen. Okay, cool. What's the downside is you lose $100. The upside is maybe like the project really blows up and it's awesome and perfect, great. Okay, well then that's a huge upside, a huge potential upside, but the downside's pretty low. But you have to realize that downside can and probably will happen. So I think that's the advice I would give for when you invest into an ASA, because ASAs are extremely volatile and risky. Even the best projects, look how much Cosmic Champs has fallen. I mean, it was at 10 cents at one point. So if you bought in at 10 cents, you're way down right now. Just something to keep in mind, when you're thinking about these ASAs. And so when the stuff like Weblen happens, like, yeah, it sucks, but you also shouldn't be terribly surprised. So be careful, stay safe with your assets. All right, that's enough of that. Boy, I feel bad. I think I shut down the live chat. Did I miss one? I think I missed one up there. Oh yeah. Pat says, "Why does Opulus keep promoting new artists and songs but never makes them available to buy? Very annoying." Yeah. Well, this was one of the criticisms that Sewell made of Opulus that he got attacked for, and I think the fact that right now as far as I know, that royalty platform is still not live. I have to check into that, and I think I think that's a red flag when a when a project founder can't answer pretty basic criticisms of their platform or questions about it, and they get defensive and mad. That's never a good sign, So something to keep in mind. Just trying to see if I asked. Okay, I think I did ask everybody, or answer everybody. But yeah, feel free as we go along. Now here's one that kind of ticks me off. Someone put together a chart of finality times on different crypto projects. Here's what irritates me. They included 2 projects that aren't even out yet, so they're theoretical, but no mention of Algorand, which would be pretty high up in this list. So let's take a look at this list here. Let's roll down and see this. So yeah, time to finality is often overlooked as crypto continues to evolve. High value applications may end up prioritizing the fastest finality times, hence the networks that prioritize fast finality. Let's analyze finality across crypto networks. So we got Ethereum, ZK rollups, optimistic rollups, Ethereum single slot finality, Cosmos, which I like Cosmos 6 to 7. Yeah, it's kind of fast, and you can actually pay for faster or slower, which is interesting. Polkadot, Sui. Now that's one of the theoretical ones, as is Say. Aptos, Avalanche, Phantom, Solana. Yeah, so some fast finality times, but you notice something missing there? No Algorand. Now, Algorand would be between Polkadot and Sui, although in my opinion, it should replace Sui because that doesn't even exist. It's not live, so why should it even be on here? Now, they do have a full source list in their introductory analysis of finality times in crypto networks essay. Sure, fine, but it just seems odd to include these, like, if you're going to make a chart like this, you should probably, I could understand including the most popular projects, and then I wouldn't be so mad about Algorand not being included. But just the fact that they included theoretical platforms when Algorand is actually doing this, and I could make a case for HBAR being included in that as well. Kind of irritating that it's not in there, but that's what they decided to do. Algorand gets dissed again. Yeah, there's a situational awareness Northwest. Better be HBAR. Hello, yes. I like HBAR a lot. I've been investing more into that. I like that Hashpack wallet. And speaking of HBAR, remember how we were just talking about how HBAR hit 4 billion transactions? Well, guess what? It's quite on its way to getting to 5 billion. So let's take a little peek at that. Nice to see my platform behaving itself here. It's not pausing. It just doesn't like when I touch the chat, so I'm just reading them off my phone screen instead. Yeah. All right. TPS is picking up again. Hedera transactions on mainnet reports that 4.711 billion transactions with 1,055 TPS. I like to see that. Yes, sir. Hedera network keeps going past 1,000 TPS. What does this person have to say? It says, what I feel stinks about this, the Hedera Foundation again funded every Denadun's coffer to draw from. I don't know what that means. I would feel much better about it if we had seen the AD purchased the HBAR outright. I'm just going to skip that because it's not written very well. Anyway, very interesting stuff, but good news for HBAR. I'm a big fan of HBAR. What I like about it, I like that they're taking a different approach, and I like that a lot of these big companies seem to be adapting to that. They're responding to it. A lot of these big companies are like, hey, they see something that they like in that, and that makes me pay attention. So, and it seems to be a pretty good price mover. I'm expecting it to move up a lot in the next bull market, so that's why it's one of my 8 coins for the bull market. As you know, I did the video for the first 4. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. And the next 4 will be dropping soon, this week or next. Let's see, what is next? And we can just talk a little bit about this. So Celsius customers are starting to withdraw their funds from custody accounts. I don't have a pull up for this, but basically, I've been noticing lately that so if certain customers, and it doesn't appear to be everybody, but certain customers are able to now withdraw money from the custody account. That is different from the earn account. So if you had Celsius earn, you still got to wait. And then I've seen a lot of reports of people who had custody accounts who still can't withdraw their crypto. It is also limited by certain cryptocurrencies, so it's not all cryptocurrencies. And I've been checking my Celsius account now again just to see am I able to get into this or not. And of course, I had earned, so I can't. I tell you, Celsius is one of those. I had a feeling, and I should have acted on my feeling, and I didn't. you know, when they turned the earn off, that was a signal to me that something was up, and I thought I should probably pull my crypto back out of this. And I didn't because I thought, well, the stuff that's in there now is still earning, so I won't put anything more into it. Yeah, live and learn. Should have taken off. Should have. I saw it as a signal, and I didn't separate it from the noise. But I'm not trusting any of those kind of platforms ever again. I'll tell you that much. It would be nice. I mean, I believe we're going to get some of it back, so that's good, and it'll add to my portfolio a little bit. But it's not make or break. So, all right, got any here we go. What percentage interest are you getting on your HBAR wallet? I think it was in the Hashpack. It was in the Hashpack video, but I believe it was 6.5%, if I recall. So I gotta say too, and we're gonna talk about governance a little bit later here, but I gotta say, like doing these other wallets makes me miss the days when you could just stake on Algorand. You didn't have to do the stupid governance thing. I know I noticed like other people now are starting to feel the same way. But governance just seems, I was really excited about it at first. The rewards were higher, and it just seems like it's gotten more complicated and cumbersome and messy. And I just don't care a lot about the vote stuff that comes for the vote. I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want to vote on this anyway. Don't waste my time. That's going to be a hot take. I know people are going to get mad because the whole decentralization thing. Situational awareness said he did confirm the 6.5 and says statter you can get close to 10. And also situational awareness Northwest says that's my feelings on algo as well. So yeah, I understand. No, there is an Pat. There is an algo vote actually. It's live now. So I don't know if it's live, but it's announced. So we're going to talk about that. That's coming up. Let's see, but this one is interesting. Is the U.S. losing its edge in crypto? So US tends to be kind of the technology innovation hub, and crypto is no exception, except now tables are starting to change a little bit. Let's take a look at this. This was shared via Enrique, and actually Christian from NifGen, I think, was the person who retweeted it, who I saw. But let's see. He says the U.S. is still losing its lead among crypto devs. We, Electric Capital, classified the location of 5,000 plus Web3 developers using our developer data plus social profiles. Let's see how fast the rest of the world is outpacing the U.S. By the end of 2022, there were 23,500 monthly global active devs. We can infer the country of the developers by looking at their GitHub and Twitter profile bios. So it's not perfect, but probably pretty close. With this methodology, we covered the location of 1 out of 10 devs. And first of all, US is losing its lead from 42% share in 2018 to 29%. So we had approaching half, and now we're falling to below less than a third. Grand majority of new and existing crypto devs are in the US. However, crypto is becoming more global and decentralized. So, which regions are accelerating faster? Let's take a look at that. A good approximation of the current state of developers' location is classified classifying them by content, kind of. So we got Asia, North America, and Europe, around 30% each. Yeah, North America and Europe both at 31%, according to this pie chart. Of course, North America is more than just the US. And then Asia at 26%, so like pretty close. Then the rest are like Latin America, then Africa, then Oceania. So yeah, India right now. India more, way more at 10%, which is obviously is part of the 10% is cutting into that Asia percentage. So India alone, 10%, which is quite a bit, versus the US at like 28%. I think India is going to be coming up. When we look at the previous chart over time, we find that Africa ballooned from 0% to 5% in 5 years. This is really impressive. India's share is seen, not saw. India's share is seen. Oh, I'm sorry. India's share saw the fastest growth. So to take the is out, okay, from 5% in 2021 to 8% in 2022. Someone should just hire me to copy edit the web. I'm telling you. North America and Europe are losing 2% and 1% dev share respectively every year. So even Europe is dropping a little bit. I think that's because are people leaving our countries, or are these other countries adding devs faster? Would be the interesting question here. Another way of representing the previous chart, India, Africa, and Latin America are capturing crypto dev share from EU, including UK and US. So there we go. A recap, undercount, caveat, we only look at developers with parsable countries in their GitHub Twitter bios. US and EU are steadily losing 2% and 1% dev share every year. US and EU lost market share has gone to India and Africa in 2022. So it'd be interesting to see. I think it'd be really interesting to see where companies are being created, because I got to imagine, I know NifGen is, I believe, US based. I think Christian told me that. Yeah, actually it is. And there's some other companies that I've talked to that are based in the US, but I know it's like a lot easier to start them in another country because they don't have the same stringent, but also it's not even stringency, it's confusing crypto regulations. So NifGen, one of the reasons they didn't do a token, there is a token, but it's not a monetary value token. And that's one of the things I forgot to talk about. Actually, they have a token that rewards you for, what just happened there? That rewards you for participating, for making comments and stuff like that, but non-value, because like the regulations are so unclear in the US. I think a lot of us want clarity in that regard. So let's see what we got here. Yep. Okay. So situational awareness, just talking about the voting that's live. Okay. I should move this so it looks like I'm talking at the camera. It'll be a little better. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Are we on governance? Yeah. Let's get to this one. Okay. So someone asked, how do I cast governance vote with rekeyed my algo wallet? And yeah, we are going to talk about the actual vote in a second here. It says, I am connected to governance voting using my algo wallet. I rekeyed my governance account as suggested, but I not added the new wallet into my algo, so I cannot vote. How do I go about voting? If I click disconnect, will I be able to reconnect using Para and vote? So Steven said, import both your old key and your new key into a wallet, Para, mobile or web, or DeFi, then disconnect my algo from the governance site and reconnect with your new wallet. My algo does not support rekeying. Wait, doesn't it? I don't think that's true. I had both wallets in Para and was able to vote today. It was seamless. So, so it begins. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I'm pretty sure my algo does support rekeying, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, let's check govern. Oh yes. Plug back in the computer here a little bit. Let's check the governance site here, because Yeah, by the way, I don't know if I explained it, but I am ineligible for governance. And you can see because I'm logged in, ineligible. And I had some commitment. But there are measures. So let's look at the measures. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, boost allocation. So measure 1 is to boost allocation DeFi rewards by 5 million from 15 million to 20 million. So yeah, big jump there. It looks like people are mostly in favor of it. I can't see like people like voting against. Why would they vote against that, right? Use up to 5 million of the boost for targeted DeFi rewards. Like people seem to like this too. So this is worth digging into a little bit here, but this measure proposes that the extra 5 million algo boost from measure 1 be given to DeFi protocols that fit the criteria below to be used in targeted activities to attract new DeFi users from within and outside the ecosystem. The goal is to give DeFi projects more flexibility in how the rewards are structured and distributed among their user base, targeting rapid growth, deeper DEX liquidity, and incentives for users who come to Algorand in the middle of governance. Interesting. Projects must provide transparency to the community. I don't understand. How is that going to work? Measure is conditional on one passing. Governors must vote on this measure, even if they voted no. Okay. This measure poses that 5 million algo measure will be given to DeFi protocols that fit the criteria below to be used in target activities. Okay, let's just go. Projects must provide transparency, etc. Eligible apply to receive algo, and even projects must have high enough TVL comprised of the whitelisted assets below, which are algo, Go Algo, USD, USDT, Stable2, Go BTC, Go ETH, Planets, Guard, and Opal. I wonder how they came up with that particular list. That's very interesting. Well, you can look at the terms of the criteria, terms of the program to see the criteria. The committee can add to this list from time to time by unanimous consent. The approved projects will receive 7,500 algo for each 500K algo TVL as above, rounded down. Now, is that daily? No, total value locked. Interesting. Rewards per project are capped at 25% of the total rewards distributed under this program for that period. So you can only get a certain amount. You can't one can't have all the TVL and get all the rewards. Governments. I'm just trying to find out so that's it. So basically, you can vote for taking the 5 million and making a targeted DeFi. I don't really understand. They didn't really explain how, because it says incentives for users who come to Algorand in the middle of government. So I guess you can use it for that. So you could theoretically have a program. Okay, that makes sense. You could theoretically have a program that rewards people in the middle of governance. Interesting. I heard Algorand stats had been down, but now is back up. So let's take a look at that. I'm just going to pull it up right in this tab. 2023, so we're on the most current one. Governance APR is 5.34. Oh, we have a DeFi governance APR now, and it's like 10%. So let's see. I want to see. So 30,000 governors, that's about standard. And 5,000 DeFi governors. So far fewer people using the DeFi option. That's really interesting. And then regular governance, there are almost 4 billion algos committed to governance. And almost 700 to DeFi. Seems like a lot of algo. That's like a big chunk of the algo that's out there, right? We already looked at the vote, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I mean, I just nothing there really gets me excited about Algorand governance. I'm not really crying tears that I missed the vote because I just don't care that much about the vote itself. That seems like a thing that they could just do, right? Like, I don't know. I know I get a lot of flack because I care a little bit less about I don't think everything has to be super duper duper decentralized right from the beginning. All right, let's see what other people are saying. FBC coin. Yeah, there will never be an FBC coin. I've decided that. I think that would be the easiest way to call it. Basically, that'd be a calling card. That'd be a message left on the IRS's answering machine. Hey, can you come audit me? Because that'd be a lot of fun. I almost created one. I was going to do a video where I just go through and create one to show you how easy it is to create one, because it is shockingly easy to create a coin. And you can basically make yourself a millionaire on paper with a few easy steps. Now, I say on paper because you'd actually have to have real liquidity for you to be able to extract the liquidity, which is why these projects they want to get. That's why they're on these farming platforms, because getting people to actually hold them in their wallet and use them and put real liquidity behind it, that's what actually gives it real value. And then some of these guys, of course, turn around and rug pull, which sucks. So that's governance, man. That's a big one. And then with that, we only got one more left. How's everyone doing? And don't be shy. You guys can all leave stuff in the comments below. I might make a joke about things, but I only mean it to, to be funny. But I don't know if you guys have been following the Ripple lawsuit, but this has been going on with the SEC for a long time. It's not been a cut and dry case. The issue, I believe, is whether XRP is considered a security or not, which a lot of people are thinking this is going to have a big impact on how crypto is seen overall. And there was also the case with Library, where Library lost, and that they basically had to shut down the platform, which is too bad. I think they were doing kind of a cool thing over there. I didn't know a ton about it. I've been following them, but I feel bad that I just feel like so much of the SEC's approach has been to do this stuff on the back end instead of the front end, and that's really frustrating. So let's take a look at the latest on that. So the latest is Deaton indicates ruling in Ripple case could take 2 months longer. There's no clear timeline for when Judge Annalisa Torres will give her ruling, but Ripple executives generally believe it will come in the year's first half. There's no clear timeline for when Judge Annalisa Torres will give her ruling, but Ripple executives generally believe it will come in the year's first half. Attorney John E. Deaton has indicated that the ruling in the United States Securities and Exchange Commission case against Ripple could take 2 months longer. Because, man, this has been going on a long time. Crypto Law founder, who represents thousands of XRP holders in the case, as a friend of the court, let this slip in a tweet yesterday. It came in response to the latest filing from Ripple in the legal battle spanning over 2 years. As reported today, Ripple filed a supplemental letter in support of its fair notice defense, citing a U.S. Supreme Court ruling from the end of last month. Deaton explained that the latest filing was necessary, as the recent ruling could have implications for the Ripple case, and strengthened its fair notice defense. Noted that Judge Annalisa Torres could give her verdict at any moment, or it could take 2 months longer. So, well, that's interesting. So I don't know. This isn't necessarily indicative of how I feel about XRP in general, but I do think it's a good. I think it's a good thing. It would be a good thing if XRP wins. I would rather they win against the SEC than not. So, yeah, I'll be kind of rooting for them, to be honest. I don't appreciate how they handled it. I thought it was absolutely reprehensible that Elizabeth Warren and SEC Chair Gary Gensler colluded on questions basically handing him a softball set of questions. And again, doesn't matter left or right. If any of them did that, I'd be mad about it. So I just want to put that out there. It looks like, look at Christian's in the audience. What's going on, Christian? Welcome to the show. I did promote NIFGen quite a bit today, so hopefully we'll start getting some. We got 200 people on the platform already. Could always use more. Okay, I'll go. You know what? One last thing, just kind of looking if anybody's over there. Is that old? That's old. Well, I was going to look at the Algorand Gaming Guild and give them a little shout out, but it looks like they didn't do a newsletter last week, so too bad. Yeah, so interesting week. I think the Webland stuff is really important to keep in mind. I think it's important to learn some lessons from that and be a little skeptical of ASAs and how much you invest. Think of them as extremely risky bets. And I say that for just about all of them. I mean, there's some are definitely more solid than others. Headline, Opal, like they just got a lot of liquidity behind them, same as Cosmic, so they're probably going to stick around a while. They tend to be less volatile because they have so much locked into them. But then, you also have to look at the underlying projects, so keep that in mind as well. Let's see. Yeah, just want to give another shout out to NIFGen because I love what they're doing for us video creators. Really hoping that platform takes off. I just like that there's sort of a Patreon for all of us blockchain guys and gals, and you can pay one fee and see everything. By the way, the fee is $8.95, and you pay it with your crypto with Algo. So kind of cool just to have something to do with Algo, right? And you get tokens as reward for participation, a non-monetary token, very important to point out. As always, like and subscribe. Appreciate that, guys. Everyone who has, we've really grown. We hit 2,300 subscribers this week, or was it last week? Well, no, it was pretty recent. I think it was this week. So that's pretty exciting. We're actually on our way to 2,400. I think we'll get there maybe by next week. So good to see. Oh yeah, sorry, Christian. I did talk about Webland. It's earlier in the stream, but you'll have to go back and watch on replay. But very interesting situation there for sure. Yeah, I did talk about that. Yeah, otherwise, plenty of stuff in the description for you guys to check out. Ledger to keep your account safe. You want to keep your crypto safe. That's the safest way to do it. And also, we're going to link for Lofty AI. I'm a big fan of Lofty AI. Very good platform for investing in real estate. It's gotten a little buggy lately, I'm not going to lie. So I probably have to do a review on Lofty again pretty soon. But overall, it's like just working for me. It's like it solves a problem because I wanted to invest in real estate, and I didn't want to put too much of my portfolio into buying a property, which I would have had to do if I went out and actually bought one. And plus, I don't want to go I don't want to get the call at 3 a.m. on a Saturday where I gotta go out and like fix someone's furnace or call somebody or whatever. So this is just easier. It's someone else is taking care of it. It's probably not as profitable as actually owning the property yourself outright, but having tokenized share in it, it's a good compromise, I think. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope everyone's good out there. A whole hour live stream, good to see, and stay safe out there. Like I said, you got to be careful with this stuff, man. You got to think of it. You got to think the further down the chain you go. So the further down the charts on main projects, or especially with these ASAs, you really got to think of this stuff as risky bets and stuff that you want to be careful of. So especially with an ASA, I would say don't invest in anything that you can't afford to lose for sure. And it's probably not a bad plan in crypto either. I've got like a pretty big boat of index fund stocks, and they really saved me on tax time. So something to keep in mind. I don't go all in on crypto. I have cryptos, a certain portion of my portfolio, and I have mostly index safe, immovable index funds that grow slowly over time. That's kind of my base. And then from that base, I'm able to, make riskier bets like crypto. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. Glad to have everybody on. Pat, you were very welcome. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate everyone watching today. And go check out NIFGen. Go check out the links in the description below. Like and subscribe. And as always, I'm FrugalBC. coming at you with better audio than usual, and I will see you in the future.